Hi there, Ryan here. We're going to be looking at client service teams. So we're going to talk about what they are, how you can assign client service teams. We'll look at what type of alerts client service team members receive. We'll also talk about the default message recipient. So how they are the default when there is no client service team set up. We'll jump in, we'll have some videos just below. We'll go into the account and show you exactly how to assign these client service teams to each of your accounts in a quick, efficient way. What are client service teams? Let's take a look here in Liscio. We're going to head over to the account page and take a look at the Australia Zoo. Client service teams are a way to assign employees to specific accounts to help your team manage responsibilities. On the screen, you can see we're underneath the overview page for the Australia Zoo. And in the upper right part of the screen here, we have the client service team. We currently have 3 team members assigned to the Australia Zoo. You can only assign 5 employees to each client service team at this time. Now what will happen is if any contact related to the Australia Zoo account uploads a file or makes a change in the account overview page here, so they update a phone number, an address, each member of the client service team will receive a notification. Now, as some clients can send a direct message, if they send a direct message to one of your team members, it's only going to be a notification for that team member. It's when they upload a file that is not in a direct message, the entire client service team will be notified of that file upload. We can even take this one step further and set up the client service team restrictions. So what that will allow is when any of the contacts, if I click on the contacts tab, we have both Steve and Terry here. If Steve and Terry go log into Liscio and start to create a new message, if we turn on the client service team restriction, they're only going to see Ryan, myself, Rob, or Brandon as available team members that they can start a message with. So if you want to restrict who your client can start a direct message with, you can also turn on client service team restrictions. It's not required. You can leave that off, and if that's off, the client will be able to select any member of your team to send a direct message to. Let's look at the different notifications that will come in when you're on a client service team. On my home screen here, I've noticed that I've got the number 2 in my inbox, and also down below I've got the same 2 notifications in my general notifications area. I can look there. I can see that Terry has uploaded a file, and she's also updated the Australia Zoo account. If I go directly into the inbox area here would be where any unique messages are from the client, where they've actually typed you out a message. But we'll also want to keep an eye on the alerts tab. So since I'm a client service team member of the Australia Zoo, and Terry is a contact for that zoo, let's look at the first one here. This is just letting us know that Terry has uploaded the following files. Looks like she uploaded a bank statement. So I can click and preview. I can download. I can make any changes here as far as tags. And then I'll be able to archive this alert once I have either downloaded or taken all the steps necessary to process the bank statement here. So I'll go ahead and hit the archive button here and just pretend that I downloaded that file. The second type of notification you'll get as a client service team member is a profile update. So this here just let you know that Terry had come in. She had added a new phone number and also changed the industry type for the account. So these are all good information pieces that you can then take and maybe update any other softwares where you can have information about Terry or the Australia Zoo. So once you've made those changes anywhere else, you can come in and archive that alert so that you keep a nice zero balance. And then notifications will disappear here at the bottom also. Now let's look at how to assign a client service team to your accounts. There's two different ways. We can do this one at a time within the account, or you could do this from the employee profile area. So let's look at the first option here. If you head to your accounts, come over, click on Australia Zoo. On the far right here, you've got Client Service Team. Just click on the plus button. We can add Brandon. We'll hit plus again, and we'll add Rob to this team. So these two employees are now on the Client Service Team for the Australia Zoo. You can add up to 5 team members on each Client Service Team. You can also go down to your 3 dots, Admin, Users. Go ahead and narrow your view down by your employees. If we come in, you can hover over, so I'll hover over myself. There's an icon here, looks like little headphones that will say Assign Accounts. If you click this, for Ryan, myself, plus button here at the very top, and all of your different accounts will be listed, and you'll be able to come down and click and add Ryan to any of the client service teams. You'll be able to search here and click and add those. So 2 quick, easy ways to populate your client service teams for each account. Hi there, in this video I want to quickly show you how to locate your default message recipient. This is typically the first person that is in Liscio when you get started. So just head down to your 3 dots in the lower left, click Admin and Users. Now here at the top, just narrow your view down because you only want to see your employees. And from here, the very last column, you can see that default message recipient has been checked off for Rob Smith here. So any notifications for an account that does not have a client service team will go to Rob Smith until a client service team is set up. You can always change that by just opening up another colleague, hitting the Edit Employee button, and then check marking the default message recipient and hitting Update. You can only have 1 default message recipient at a time. Now that you've learned all about client service teams, there's just a couple common questions that I'd like to cover right now. So you may run into a situation where a contact tied to an account that you are assigned to on the client service team uploads a file, but you don't get an alert. This only happens if the customer or the client sends the file in a direct message to another member of your team. So the other team member will have that direct message in their inbox and they'll get a notification for that message and file that's been uploaded. But if a client goes in and simply uploads a file but doesn't add a unique message, all members of the client service team are notified. Another common question is what if an employee on a client service team leaves the company? How do you unassign them
from the accounts and then reassign the person who's taking over those accounts. In Lisio, we make it really easy. The admin will go in and archive that employee, and you can easily reassign those accounts to a new team member just right there in Lisio using the multi-assign page within the employee profile.